my last content recording other day. They said just do it. Okay. Y'all, I've done TikTok this morning. I went by Facebook, stayed longer than what I thought I was gonna stay. So yeah, I know I'm gonna try to be on here. I'm gonna give myself about 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes on here. Good. So walking into this content world, I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all what it's gonna be about. I'm not gonna tell y'all how it's gonna be. All I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna be posting. My life revolves around fashion, entrepreneurial, teaching, God, relationships, and content, and some children that I had. Okay, so my content is gonna be real realistic because I'm an authentic person. I'm be honest with you, I ain't got time to be glamorizing and putting on for somebody. I just can't do that because then I forget who I'm supposed to be. So we're just gonna be real. I love the Lord, but I do keep people straight. And I'm gonna tell Facebook, YouTube, Snap, TikTok. I tell people this on all my platforms. I post content because that's what I choose to do. I talk from my point of view and from my opinion and from what I lived, not what you did. I like engagement. I like good criticism, which you will not do on none of my platforms. We will not disrespect each other. I don't do bullying. I don't do none of the crazy stuff. There was power in the block button, and baby, you will not irritate me. I promise you. So, yeah, onto this content journey. You guys, I'm Tarnisha. I've said this in a couple of my videos down here and on my YouTube. I post a lot of quartet because I love Jesus. I go to quartet singers. That's one of my grandmother passions. That's one of my passions. I love gospel. I love preaching. I just love church. I'm just going to be honest. I love the Lord. Why I love him so much? Because without him, I'm nothing. Without him, I wouldn't be this 44-year-old woman with these 4 great children that I've raised. I would not be who I am. So I've learned to love him through all of my obstacles, through all of what life has given me. I've been able to give the devil a black eye in every season. Look here, one thing I will not do on my platform, I don't have no get rich quick schemes. I can tell you what has worked for me, and I can pretty much tell y'all what's working for these other content creators that some of them are lying. I will tell you this. If you don't do the work, you will not get the results. Faith without works is dead, which means you can't want a meal if you don't cook it or go buy it. All right. So, like I told y'all, I'm over realistic. So, on my page, I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all, oh, come, let me tell y'all how I made something that I did not make. I'm not gonna tell y'all how to do something and you're gonna get the result I get in every realm of life. Listen to me, you guys, and this for whoever catch it and whoever grab this information. I don't care what content creator is a multimillionaire that's rich, whatever they got going on. They had to do the work. They had to do the work. Their results is not going to be your results. If they tell you post 29 million times a day and you're going to get X, Y, and Z, that's not always going to be the case. The case for you may be that you may only have to post once if it's real good stuff and it's real good meat, because good meat makes its own gravy. So if you post once or you post twice and it boom, I can't say that what worked for them may work for you. I can't say what worked for me work for you. I'm doing things my way. So I'm going to post daily because I want to draw the people. I want to draw the crowd. And I just want to inspire people to push to their next level. There is so many wealthy people. There is so many successful people that's losing their life behind not thinking they're good enough, not fulfilling their whole purpose because they fall in love with the wrong person and lose themselves. Y'all, I just want to push you to your greatness. My life ain't been no crystal clear. You hear me? It ain't been no pearls. I promise you it ain't been no raises. I don't have some storms over here. And when I tell you I don't have some storms, I'm a runaway. Lost my daddy when I was 2. Lost my mom when I was 6. I've been divorced twice. I'm currently engaged and I'm fighting my way to an altar. Can we be real? All right. And when I say I'm fighting my wife, because life is real, the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Y'all, but take that how you may. There are times that and I knew this. I'm sorry, y'all. My phone, I forgot my phone was even sitting over here. Let me mute my phone. tell these people, don't start calling me. I will call them back. I'm gonna put it on mute. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I had 4 children. I was divorced twice. I'm currently engaged, like I said. Oh, when I say that I'm saying that I'm fighting my way to the altar, it's not because you don't love the person. You're fighting your way to the altar because the enemy come to kill, steal, and destroy. And I don't care what nobody tell you about relationships, about life, and what's going on. Let me tell y'all something. Let's just be realistic. Let's talk about it because I'm a realist. Oh, y'all, and don't pay my, this stuff right here is old. I got to fix it. I got to update it. I redid my office. I redid everything so I can do what I need to do. So I haven't did this. I cleaned up first before I went to drawing. So I get that straight. But anyway, so in life today, being who you need to be, being who you should be, is so many people fighting to be who they see and who they aren't. You know what I'm saying? I see this person on TikTok. She gets up every morning. She glamorizes everything. She make everything look like it's peaches and it's really not. Her bank, they showing y'all fake stubs or something that may have been a good week, and then this week they may not have made $1. So they'll get on you and tell you how to purchase something, and you go purchase it because you see numbers and you not see the fruit from the lake. Come on, somebody. You don't see the source behind that, and you thinking what you see, the visual, and it leads you to false thoughts like this gonna be me. No, I want you, when you come here, we're gonna be real. We're gonna talk about life. We're gonna talk about what is, what ain't, and what should have been. That's just, I love, I'm gonna tell you something. I love Cam Newton, and I love Bootsy, and it's so many celebrities and people that I really do love, because when I tell you I love their authentic selves, I love who they are because they don't put on. Like, they don't put on. They are the Bootsy love the Lord. He rap and he don't play no in between stuff, right? So I love real people. I don't like people that like commercialize life, and then when you really get to know them, you be like, I thought, or you said, and it's not what it is. So you guys, really, all this thing is with this gravitating towards content creating, because content creating is a thing now. It is. That part is 1,000% true. Content creating is a thing. Content creating is a source of income. It is something that see what I'm talking about? And I ain't doing no editing, none of that right now. But it is a source of income, and it can be fruitful in your life if you be consistent with it. No matter what you're doing, no matter what business you're running, no matter what you want to have in life, if you do it every day, all the time, it's going to become repetitious, and there's some results going to come. Even people that may not want to support you end up supporting. Even those people that may not know you end up wanting to know you, all because of the fruit that you're bearing from the tree that you're producing, right? So in growing content, you got to do what you feel is comfortable with. Don't do nothing that's going to put you in a position where you feel like it's a job. Because I'm going to be honest with you, one of the reasons I don't work a 9 to 5, I don't like to be told what to do. And half of the time, the people that's telling you what to do, you teaching them. I just don't like 9 to 5s. I don't. But it's okay for those people that do it for the love. Now, substituting, I've been substituting for 16 years, but I love it because I love to inspire children. I love to see kids really bloom from childhood to adulthood to just become something great. Can't nobody write your story but you. Can't nobody tell your testimony but you. I don't care what they think they know. I don't care what they think you supposed to be or what you wouldn't supposed to be. It's mighty funny that God have a way of still putting you in the front when you were supposed to be in the back. It all comes apart on how hard do you want it. Are you going to do the work? And on top of doing the work, sometimes even in the blessings and in the bountiful things that God is going to do in your life, can you take the fire from what success? You got to know that when the more successful you become, it becomes talk. Sometimes it becomes slander. Sometimes it becomes unnecessary hate. You don't know them folks from a can of paint, but they're hating on you. You cannot let that get into your mindset and throw you off your grind. You got to stay focused. You got to stay, doing your purpose. Whatever it is you're supposed to be doing. If you're a hairdresser, if you're a seamstress, if you're a cook, You may be, doing plates or whatever and may have one mess up and the client just go to social media ready to go in. You got to learn how to decipher integrity from business, right? I want to grow this business. So I got to carry some integrity over here. Like they just said some stuff to ruffle my feathers, and I may inbox them and say, look, if I can rectify it, I can. If you don't want me to, that's fine. I will not bother you anymore. But I would like for us to deal with this in a different enlightenment. As a business owner, you can't go toe to toe. It's just, and when I say business owner, content is a business. So let's put everything where it's supposed to be. So I'm helping you to understand that I always knew the method. I always knew the sauce. I just wasn't doing it. So I was the problem. It wasn't content. It wasn't if it'll work, if it won't work. I was the problem because I wasn't doing the work. I would sit there, I would buy stuff, thousands and thousands of dollars of product, and it's just sitting there. Product sitting in your house and you ain't doing that with it, ain't finna have no results. You can sit on social media and tell them people 20 million times, t-shirts coming, real estate agent coming, degree coming. Okay, we proud of you, but what work, right? You stop making announcements in this season. Let's just do. Let's just get it done. And that's a lot of the problems that we're having in today's society. Content is a blessing. Even on some of these social media pages, they're glamorizing and they're blowing things up to be more than what it actually is. And then when you actually, the more you follow them and the more you get to see what they got going on, and you be like, this ain't, and everybody got an opinion. Let's just get that out there. Everybody got an opinion about something that they ain't running. And I give my little dialogue on social media, and I really try to protect people more so than talk against them. Even when the lady Grit Baby came out, well, she's a lady from the hood in Georgia with 6 kids, and you can tell that she's finding her way. But at the end of the day, I don't care what nobody say. A blessing, a blessing. I don't care how it come. Somewhere along the line, she caught hope to a viral situation that put her in a position that could really bless her. This woman probably ain't never worked a 9 to 5, probably ain't never held a job down as long as she holding it down because she can get up when she want to get up. She go to bed when she want to go to bed. When she want to act a fool, she can act a fool, and people could talk about her like trash. And tomorrow she can come on and be the calm, churchy, whatever she decides to do. It has made a brand for her. That's when I tell people what you're saying really don't matter, because at the end of the day, if the people want to be who they want to be, they're gonna be it. And you not gonna stop what God got going on for people because you feel like she do this and she do that, and honey, she look this way and she look this way. Whole time you got a whole $200 beat sitting behind the screen and you ain't making 2 cents. Make it make sense. You understand? So stop being that person that's trying to listen to everybody, let everybody put their input in what you want to accomplish and what you want to do. Just do it. Do it scared. Do it without the money. Do it with the money. And if you got the product and you have not opened that box, go open that box. If you not have messed up some product just to figure it out, go mess up some stuff. If you not open that live and went live and, cup be empty or something go crazy, do it. What they gonna say? What they gonna say? Because honey, I'm not finna come over here and you're gonna see no ice cubes floating with a pretty little colorful drink all the time. I'm gonna talk to you when I'm in my office and I'm ready to do content and I'm ready to talk and I'm here to deliver a message. I'm really not here for the aspects of it. I'm really not here to throw the butterflies and the bouquets. I'm here for the words to encourage and to push. So, like I said, my content gonna be all over the place. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all until I decide later. Okay, what we're gonna do? We're just gonna talk to them for a few minutes, or we're just gonna do some vlogs. So, just ride with me. We'll get there. I will say that inspiring people to do content is probably one of the best things I've ever really admired from afar. And although it took me a minute and I was scared, I realized that people really are walking around with $1 trillion, $1 million plans in their hand and don't know how blessed they are. I'm talking about from people talking about, I don't have money to pay this, or I can't do this and that. And literally just get up every morning and do something that you love and record it. If you in the kitchen and you a cook and sell plates in your area and go live. You liable to sell 2 or 3 plates a day. I feel like every little bit, every little inch that you move towards is a blessing to greater tomorrow. You got to start somewhere, right? So many people are trying to perfect it, right? And they have not gotten in their mindset yet that, you know what? In the Bible, there isn't a perfect man. In the Bible, there is no perfect situation. Life just happened. And God just dealt with it as it came. And most blessings that I've ever seen to really become beautiful, it all came from somebody starting in their garage or in their house or whatever. They didn't have no big factory with the name plate on it already. It don't really start there. Those places really don't stay open long. Listen to me. If you don't hear nothing else I say, let's just be real about it. Those places that you see opening and you see the name outside and they pull up and it's almost like they just literally woke up in a bed of trillions just laying on glossy money that was crisp. That's not real. Amazon, Facebook, most, billion-dollar designers, it started in their house. Carol's daughter started at her kitchen table. But they took a source and put it with a plan and worked it and worked it and worked it until it became perfect. If you ever want to see if something work, walk it out. Do the work. There is no perfect way to do it. There is no plan on how the outcome would be. It's almost like life, and I tell people as a parent, there is no manual to this. Life is literally living it every day, messing up, and getting it right again. You not gonna. It's just not. It's not gonna be what it's supposed to be every day. Some days you are gonna bump into something and say, this day was awesome. I did it. I did it. So how can I put sauce on today and build tomorrow to be like today, but a replica and do even greater? So my thing in this is to just wake up every day and perfect it better. Today when we got started, I don't know if I don't know why I was panicking. But my daughter was like, Mama, just relax. Like, this is what you do. You've been doing it in the car at home. You randomly jump on Facebook and have 1,000 followers. And she's not lying. But I don't know. I don't know if it's because I spent so much time trying to, okay, I finally need to make sure they can see me and I need to make sure that this is right. That I overexalted myself at first this morning. And I was just like, I was almost telling God, like, not today, Jesus. I'll try again tomorrow. And then I said, nope. I'm going to do it. If I got to do it with a lash hanging off, I'm going to do it, Jesus. If I got to do it holding something until I get it right, you just got to do the work. There is nothing nobody doing on this platform that you can't do. I don't care what they get down the road to add on to it. They started. They started. Rapping. They started. Most rappers didn't have a studio to get their music out there at first. They had a phone. Probably wasn't even an iPhone to start out with. They had a phone and they just start recording beats. And most of the time, even when I see the kids in school, they're making a beat and now they're in the bathroom trying to get the little studio effect. It all starts from the bottom, baby. You don't respect game. You're not going to respect the sources of your income and of your work until you start. Writing a book, you're going to mess up. You might miss some words. You might misspell some words. You might have punctuations all the way around the way. Start. And then when God bless you to add 1 + 2 and you can put it together and you can go get an editor, then you do that. But start small until God elevates you up to next. I promise you, if I don't tell you nothing else, start. A prayer life, a life with God, a life of devotion, getting ready with me in the morning, all that stuff. Get up and just do it. Don't try to make everything be what you see. Because a lot of them people put a whole lot of money and a lot of energy in that stuff. And honestly, by the time they bring it out, may not even get the views that they thought they were going to get. And just from you randomly starting, here you are with 5, 10, thousands of views that you didn't even think you can get, all by just pressing start on your life. I want to cook, but I ain't got the cookware to matching. I don't have the apron to match my business. Start. This first live, my first content day on YouTube, start. All perfect gifts. good blessings, overflow comes from taking a little bit of nothing and starting, letting God mix it up and letting God push you to where you need to be. It's not going to be the people. It's going to be him understanding that there's a purpose and there's a plan behind your gift. In the Bible, he says that he'll make room for your gift. So that means as long as you work it, he's going to bless it to come to fruition on what you want it to be, because you working it, sis. You working it, boo. I don't have all the how-tos on nothing. Nothing. I went to school for hair. I still ain't got it figured out. I know how to design clothes. Still ain't figured out. I learned how to sew. Still ain't figured it out. I know how to revamp a house. Still ain't figured it out. I know how to fix cars. Still ain't figured it out. I substitute and don't know all the lessons. Still ain't figured it out, boo. But every time that I'm called to the scene, I conquer. Because I'm going to get up. I'm going to always put my game face on and I'm going to make it happen. Until God get me where he wants me to be. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep showing up. And no matter what. And yeah, I put this Vaseline on my lip and it's making my lip peel. But no matter what, you got to start. You cannot the little stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if I ever get to the point that I'll take a whole day and edit. I don't. I do know that I'm gonna deliver a message. I do know that I'm gonna deliver content. I cannot tell you, and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's gonna be a day anytime soon that I'm gonna sit here and take 5, 6, some 8 hours and edit. I do want God to elevate my finances to a point that I can pay somebody. I got a daughter who even helped me with my website, my business Shopify site. All of that stuff will come in time. But I'm crawling right now until God get me to the door that I can open it and I can boldly stand up and I can walk in it the way I should. So until then, I'm going to clap for me because I'm starting, right? I love to inspire people, not from what I heard. It's from what I know. And God just did something. I've been struggling on how to label my podcast, right? So just then talking to y'all, see how this works? Just then talking to y'all, God just gave me a name. It's not what I heard. It's what I know. So when I tell you, let me write this, y'all, before I forget it. God have a way of doing only what he can. God have a way of doing what only he can, how he can. And we be going through this thing called life, trying to figure it out, stressing ourselves out. Do you know how relaxing it feels when you just sit back? You just sit back and let God be God. You just sit back and say, you know what? It stormed today and I stepped in some mud, but water rinse it off. I'm just being honest. That's how realistic life is becoming for me. Everything that was once blurry, my sight becomes clear because I learned that I have to begin with God. I got to put him in the middle and I got to put him at the end. And I can't worry about people's opinion and what they think because they're not paying my bills. They're not going to be the one to save me. You have to save you. The biggest problem with entrepreneurs, even people on a 9-to-5, is they think too much of what people think of them. People that don't even matter. They may not even see tomorrow. People that they may not even know their name next week. Too much of what people think and not enough of what I should be doing to capitalize on who I'm becoming. When Michelle Obama brought that book out, that was that was such a blessing, first off. And it could not have been said any clearer. Becoming. Not on who I pretend to be, not on who the world want me to be. But God, who do you have purpose for me to be? They never thought I would survive to be this age. They never thought my kids would be nobody. They never thought that I would overcome the betrayal, the lies, the drama. But I survived. You ever had one of those times that even you shock you because you don't know how you landed? You don't even understand what happened, really, to even cause what happened to happen. But you survived. Some people are not upset that you made it. Some folks are upset because you survived it. Eeh. Ooh, this gonna be so good, y'all. Some people are upset that you survived it. When I'll never forget, and this gonna sound real freaky, but I'm gonna say it. I never forget when I ran away when I was a teenager from Syracuse, New York to Georgia. And my reasoning for running away is because my mom passed, my auntie took custody of me, and in the midst of my auntie taking custody of me, I was molested by her brother, and I was treated very poorly, to say the least. Not to go into it because I don't want to make this a dragged out, sad situation. I want to give my testimony. But in the midst of that, even at a young age, I told God, I need to do something to save me. Being a young child, I had enough wisdom to understand that to save me from becoming who I didn't want to be, I need to be delivered out of that situation, right? Because when I went to the adults that was supposed to save me, they didn't want me to talk about the situation. They didn't even want to hear it again, and even told me, if you speak of it again, you won't have nowhere to stay. And in my mindset, I'm in a city, I don't know nobody. Where am I going to go? I didn't even ask to be here. Where am I going to go? And as the years went and the treatment never stopped, it seems as if, though it got worse, I'm just going to be honest, because after a while, it seemed like I was punished by being sent over there to get the treatment. You get what I'm saying? It's weird as that sound. That's how I felt. So I came up with a master plan, and I had told the adults around me, and they didn't take it serious. So I went to school, and I got one of my teachers, and I said, I need a job. I need a little part-time job. And she didn't know in detail of what was going on, but I needed a part-time job. And when I got that part-time job, I used that. I didn't even want to work that long. I just wanted to stack money. And I used that job to accumulate enough money to put a plan together. All I wanted was a bus ticket out. The Social Security check that I was getting from my parents being deceased, of course, we had no access to it. But y'all, when I tell you I thank God for wisdom, because I don't know how I survived, because back then social media was not a thing. But wisdom always been a thing for me. I don't know what happened, but I went to the Social Security office. I told them about what I was enduring to turn the check over into my name before I left the city. How did I, even thinking back, I don't know how I put these pieces together. I was a child, but I remember going to Social Security, and I remember telling them what I was encountering and basically what I was going to do. And I don't know if the lady took me serious or not, or because I was the age that I could turn the check over to myself, I told her what I was enduring, and I told her what I was going to do. And simple, she was like, okay. I left. I left. I called myself at first packing a bag to run away, and I called myself hiding it outside, and I was gonna get it. But something in my spirit said, "Nope, don't go back, or you won't get out." So I disregarded every thought process I had of going back to try to get anything. And whatever I had going on is what was gonna go with me down the road. I had my clothes, my womanhood was on. I didn't have a dime at first. I had enough money to buy the ticket. And at that time, my godmom fronted me on what I didn't have. She made sure I had a sandwich. She made sure I had chips. She made sure I had the woman things I needed to get from A to B. And how crazy this was all the way, first off, the night Princess Diana died is the way I remember the night, the anniversary of me running away. Is the night I ran away. She got killed that night, Princess Diana. And because I remember sitting in, when the Greyhound stopped, I remember sitting in the toll when they said we had like a little layover or whatever back then. And it was two things that I knew that I was not going to do. I wasn't going to go to a public bathroom, and I wasn't going to get out of the sight of a lot of people so nothing could happen to me. I don't know how I knew all this stuff, but wisdom kept coming to me. And I remember when I got at this one particular stop, after watching the news and her passing being this big thing going on TV, I knew it was big news because it was all over on every TV. No matter what channel they turned, that was the news. Because back then, if it was breaking news, it cut the TV shows short. And I got back on the bus. And to this day, I don't know. But I'm going to say it. I don't care if y'all think I'm crazy because it's what happened. I got on the bus, and there was this black lady. She was an older lady. And she got in the seat with me. I sat by the window. And y'all, I was paranoid because I'm running away. Don't nobody know I'm running away. In my mind, I'm thinking, Lord, I'm just making sure I don't interact with no weird type men. I really know I couldn't, if anything crazy was to happen, I wouldn't be able to, you know what I'm saying, do all I was supposed to do. I ain't had no weapons, no none of that. I'm just running away back to my family. I let my family know I was coming. And I will never forget, this black lady said to me, "You can go to sleep now. Take a nap." And in my mind, I told her, I said, "No, ma'am, I'm okay. I'm not tired." She said, "Baby, yes, you are. You're tired." So before I knew it, I laid my head down and I took a nap. And when I woke up, we was almost at my destination, right? And I looked at her and we started small talking, but everything she said almost was like, it was feeding into my situation I like, "Where are you getting off at?" "Oh, I'm getting off in Florida." So I'm thinking, okay, so she got to go to where I'm going to get to where she going. So she going to be here the whole ride. So I felt Gucci. She didn't know, but in my mind, I had adopted her as my pretend mama or grandmama. But the weird thing is, she did know. So even in through the whole ride, all she kept saying is, "It's going to be all right. Whatever it is, it's going to be okay. I promise you." I don't know who this woman is. I never knew her name, but she stayed in that seat on that ride. If we took a stop, she made sure I got back on. She made sure I was good all the way till I got back to Georgia. And my family came and got me. And I didn't know much that day, but I knew I wanted to survive. I knew I wanted to survive. I knew that losing my mom and my dad, I was not about to throw my life away. And I was not about to become a statistic. I was not going to become who they wanted me to be. I wanted something different. I don't know what it was at that time, but I knew I wanted somebody different. I wanted a peace. I wanted calmness. Like I was in anxiety and craziness, all of that stuff had been going on through my whole childhood. Like I was always on eggshells. I was always nervous. It was like my mom got sick when guys would try me and people would try me. I was always strong enough to fight it off up until I got to New York. Um, I just never thought it would be by somebody that was so close. Dealing with my mom death and my mom being deceased and not having normal parents was already a problem for me. I had started shutting down. I wasn't talking. I really wasn't interacting like I was supposed to. I think I still, literally in my room, I still have a note or a teacher wrote on my, because back then they used to do like on progress report, they used to write like your improvement and where you not improved. And I remember him writing in the comment section, I didn't talk enough. And in my mindset, I used to always think, but do they know what I'm going through? People are so quick to want you to be who they want you to be and think that you're not receiving what they're delivering and don't understand you're fighting your own battles. There's nothing wrong with me. I wasn't dealing with anything but life had become life to me in real life, which means I wasn't just an ordinary new student. I had just become a kidnapped student. I had just become a runaway. I hadn't ran away yet. I had just become a kidnapped student. I had just become a child who don't have parents. And you telling me I don't talk enough. What we're going to talk about? What we're going to talk about? Surviving losing your parents and then placed into a home that wants you to be happy you're there, but not giving you the love to feel like you should be there. I remember times that I would get in trouble and she would make the comment that your check is only $300 and da 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 and it ain't nothing to feed you. And it was always something rhetorical. But in my back of my head, I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't eat $300 worth of food here. You don't cook every day. But you're a child. You learn to live through what you're going through and just become better. So aside from all that I was going through, I just kept begging God, let me be different. Let me survive. And I did. And now I'm here to tell my story. So you guys stay tuned. And we're just going to talk about life. We're going to talk about God, growing, overcoming. And we're going to talk about the victory and becoming who God wants you to be and not who society is trying to, paint you as and want you to become. It's okay for the bells and the whistles. All that stuff is cute. But when we really get down to the real nitty gritty, are you walking in your purpose? And are you living the life that God wants you to live? With no shame, with no remorse, and no regrets. That's it. That's all. Until next time, thank you guys for being a piece of me. Thank you guys for listening. And this is my story.